MEMEDE keeps the dogman away. Leave your comments to get featured next, and make sure you're subscribed. Oliver Cromwell. There is no Easter Bunny. There is no Tooth Fairy. And there is no King of England. Allied troops returning home after Second World War. We are gonna live. To find food shortages and rationing. We are gonna die. Beautiful piece. What was your inspiration? China. Tiananmen Square. Winston Churchill. Gets elected because he is thought to be the best for the war effort. Everyone after the war. I'm sorry, sir. We are no longer required to follow your orders. When you are the first country on Earth to have an official Mars program but no one remembers it. Zambia. What America saw when some third world country implemented minimum wage and workers' right. Zambia. Mars landing. Their only astronaut getting pregnant. When the Nestle water bottles gets possessed by the ghosts of the infants they killed in third world countries to make some extra bucks. Judge. You are accused of piracy, murder, ravaging, and thousands of raids. Your penalty is death by hanging. And Bonnie. But I'm pregnant. Judge. Understandable. Have a great day. Moses. Israelites. Golden calf. When you are in the mid-aisle of a shave and get a sudden urge to invade Poland. Most popes. We are not gonna get involved in politics unless it affects us. Pope Pius XLI. If Jesus could beat the Moneylenders, surely he will forgive me for lodging my boot up and see ass. Fight for gender equality. I want equality now. Shut up. Fight for gender equality in ancient Vietnam. I want equality now. Shut up. The Confederate Army. The Union Army. The locals having a picnic. Everyone. Oh, Canada is such a lovable country that hate war and conflicts. French Canadians saying that if they killed enough Germans they would be home earlier. I'm dark and brutal and filled with hatred. Zealand has been at war with Finland. What? You know, like. New Zealand declared war to Finland in 1941. Also Canada and South Africa declared war to Finland then. Jesse. What the f are you talking about? Finland. Want to be our king. Friedrich Carroll. Sure. Germany. Loses World War I. Friedrich Carroll. So when will I come? Finland. Sorry. I don't speak loser. Patriot. The battle with the British will be fierce. Are you prepared? Recruit. Yes. I'll fight to the death. Also the recruit, after receiving a drum instead of a rifle. German soldier. At least we will be back home by Christmas. Kaiser Wilhelm II never saying which Christmas. History teachers teaching World War I. Western Front and Trench War. Russian and Balkan fronts. Middle East and African fronts. Ottoman Empire after losing half their territory but committing the biggest genocide of the war. Warfare is my passion. Entering a world war with a poor economy and political instability. Your king being commander-in-chief and still running the country. Having 2 revolutions during an active world war. Having a civil war during an active world war. The US. We won't supply our troops with protection. Discouraging them to have STD epidemic. Breaks out. The US. Oh no. Who could have seen this coming? Soviet army going for a quick conquest of Afghanistan. Some dudes with beards. Who can shoot a gun. Millennials. Can't we go back to the 90s when everything was better? The 90s. Instructor. And this is how you take off. Me. Okay, cool. But how do I land? Instructor. Good question. They don't know that before the world wars. I've won more battles than any other European nation. Average apartheid fan. Average equality enjoyer. Dueling in the Karelian army was strictly forbidden. But not unusual. Karelians. Oh no. Karelians. Anyway. Bishop Burchard of Worms. When he looks down from heaven and finds out that we are no longer flogging pedophiles. It smelled like chin here. Schools only work because students unanimously agree on the rules. In fact, an entire government could be overthrown by an educated student body under the right cause. Chinese government. Doubt. Let Latin America mind its own business. Or draw 25. US banana companies. Germany in 1945. Germany in 1990. Vikings. Wash their hair. Take baths. Change clothes often, and were polite to women. The Anglo-Saxon men. Swiss people chilling. Thinking that no one would cross the Alps to invade them. Napoleon. I'm gonna do what's called a pro-gamer move. Don't invade Russia. Worst mistake of my life. This is my rival space agency. He is a pain in my assholes. I start suborbital manned program. He sends man to orbit. I planned the first spacewalk. He beats me to it. I go to moon. He cannot afford. Great success. Comrade Joseph. You must be happy to be there. Negotiating the split of Germany between allies. Tsar Alexander made it all the way to Paris. When you fail at art school. And now you're beginning to feel like invading Poland. Polish representatives at the Treaty of Versailles. We happy? Yeah, we happy. 19th century nationalism. 20th century nationalism. Madagascar. Has a uprising to gain independence. Uprising. Fails. Madagascar. Okay. Let's try that again. But this time peacefully. Poland. We finally got independence from Germany. The USSR. Let me just step right in. Yes, Denmark lost World War II in a couple of hours. But the Danes knew they could not win. The transport they had was bikes against German armored vehicles. 16 Danes died the 9th of April, and about 206 Germans died with them. The government had surrendered in some hours, but the soldiers fought on. Crime documentaries be like. Rome was whole. Until it wasn't. Modern snipers. How am I supposed to kill the target with a 2.5x scope? I need at least 5x. Simoheha. Pathetic. The vote to execute Socrates had a greater margin than the vote to convict him. What? Socrates was convicted by a margin of 280 to 220 by a 500-man jury. However, they voted that he be executed by a margin of 350 to 140. Apparently they were insulted by his proposed punishment for himself being very light. But that means there's a portion of the jury that was like, this guy's not guilty. But man. Fuck him. Jesse. What the hell are you talking about? Crime documentaries be like. Israel was small. Until it wasn't. King Albert I of Belgium at the Paris Peace Conference telling the delegates to not humiliate Germany despite it having devastated his country. I too am extraordinarily humble. British royal family. Kaiser Wilhelm self-inviting himself to their events. Karens. Video games cause violence. Ancient Greeks. Lmao, let's shove this dude inside a bull statue and roast him alive. I cracked the enigma helping defeat the Nazis. Saving millions of lives and shortening the war by few years. I also laid the groundwork for modern computer science and artificial intelligence. Go to Geha Nigel. Bank. Zambia planning to land on Mars. The superpowers trying to land on the moon. Not impressed. Finding a viable reason for this plague outbreak. Blame the Jews. Caligula before he fell ill in 37 AD. Caligula after recovering from his illness. A surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. That didn't work at all. The United States, who do not like having their boats fucked with. Expanding your influence by advising your young nephew on how to rule the kingdom. Kill the little and take the crown for yourself. Ludendorff. Join my putsch in Munich, and you can lead the army in my new government. Hitler, you son of a bitch. I'm in. Something bad happens in USSR. USSR. Americans. The United States. Pigeon guided missiles. It makes no damn sense. Also the United States. It compels me though. 5. Larry Walters floating on a lawn chair tied to helium weather balloons. The airline pilots seeing him at 15,000 feet. Elvis Presley moves his hips to the rhythm a little bit whilst performing on the Ed Sullivan Show. Moms across America. Judeans literally only want one thing and it's fucking disgusting. America during War of Independence. French and Spanish help. Polish help. Poland send 1,000 soldiers and 2 great generals. One Polish general made many important defenses. Second saved George Washington's life. Congolese rubber workers after they failed to provide enough rubber. I never thought I'd miss a hand so much. I'm so glad the Punic War is over. And the Alps sure are be. Is that a fucking elephant? I hope you enjoyed those memes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that other that YouTubers say to do. See you next time.